This is number 9 from Unit 2 on the Algebra 2 midterm review. All right, so we're looking at the picture of this graph, and we want to state the X-intercepts. So if you look along your x-axis, there's 2 of them. So the first one's back at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at -6. So that'll be the point -6, 0. And we have one over here at 4. And then the y-intercept, now we're only going to have one. If you look at this, this is a function because it passes the vertical line test. So it really should only have one y-intercept anyways. So it would be the point 0, 2. State the relative maximums as xy pairs. So remember, relative maximums have to look like this. So if you look at your graph, look for that shape. We have one here. And as we travel, we have one here. And that's it. So you have to find the coordinates for that. So this first one will be back at -4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the other one will be at the point 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Relative minimums, these ones look like that. So if you look, this first one all the way over here on the left side of the graph doesn't count as a relative minimum because you don't see that change in direction. So the best we can assume is that that graph stops right there at that point. So we're not going to use that one, but if we keep traveling, this one will be a relative minimum, so at the point -1, 1. And then make sure you look at the whole graph because this one's kind of easy to overlook, but that one will also be a relative minimum. And that's at the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -2. Now for absolute max and min, we just have to look for the overall highest point on your graph and the overall lowest. So for absolute maximum, we're up here. It's the highest point your graph reaches. That's the point 2, 8. Absolute minimum, now this is where we can go back and use this point. That's the lowest point your graph reaches, and that's the ordered pair -8, -4. For your domain, you want to look left to right on your graph. So the farthest to the left your graph reaches, it's -8. Solid point there. Farthest to the right your graph reaches is right here. And that's the point, or the x-coordinate of 6. Your range is low to high. So the lowest is here, and the highest is here. Just to figure out what those ordered pairs or those values are. So this one's down at -4, and this one's up at 8. And the last part about this is intervals of increase and decrease. So one level or interval of increase. So if you look at your graph, you're looking for that uphill trend. So this would be an interval of increase. So with this one, and then this little bit right here would be one as well. And then decrease would be like the downhill trends. So here and here. Now this question only asks you to write one interval of each, so you can pick whichever you like. I'm just going to go from left to right and use this first one, my increase. So that's in between when x is -8 and -4. And then for the decrease one, it's in between when x is -4 and when x is -1. And if you happen to pick any of the other intervals, the next interval of increase would be in between -1 and 2. The next interval of decrease would be in between 2 and 5. And then the last little bit of increase would be between 5 and 6.